watching Wayback Machine 1 for the best in classic TV shows and movies, all for free. Subscribe now, Wayback Machine 1. Spread the word, and thanks.
Come watch TV on Wayback Machine 1. Just stay right there and we'll keep you square and we'll bring back fun for you. Watch TV on Wayback Machine 1.
You're watching Wayback Machine 1.
I think it's about time, don't you?
For you, so I sent him down to the live bait office.
Oh, he must be Mr. Wyatt. I'll find him. Look, I went to the bank and got the coins. Here, come in a few minutes, I'll be rich. Mr. Wyatt? Mr. Wyatt?
The American doubles team had gone to their second set point. If they could take this set, it would clear the decks for their important Australian singles match. I debated whether my call from Lieutenant Weston was more important than waiting for the results, and finally decided in favor of the lieutenant.
Good morning, Counselor.
Good morning, Lieutenant.
Sit down.
Thank you.
Do you know what the name Alexis means in Greek?
Can't say I do offhand.
Well, it means help. And we have a gentleman by that name staying in one of our guest rooms who really needs it.
Most of your guests do.
Yes, but this one is something special. He's a Greek alien, studying to become an American citizen. As a matter of fact, his final papers are due next week.
What's the charge?
Assault with a deadly weapon. Murder. Here, let me show you the setup. Now, this is the South Shore Pier. This is the live bait boat office. This is the Penny Arcade. This is Madame Zora's palmistry and his little lunch counter that's open all year round. Now, the rest of the pier is closed at this time of the year.
I know, I've been down there.
Although some of these concessions stay open for Saturday and Sunday, as you know. Now, the story is this. Alexis George had some valuable old coins he wanted to sell. So they made arrangements with Glenn Wyatt, who was a coin dealer, to come down to the pier and buy them.
Who's they?
Alexis George and Jeannie Johnson, who incidentally is Madame Zora, when the pier's open for business.
So?
Well, yesterday afternoon, Wyatt came down to the pier looking for Alexis. He inquired at Jeannie's place. Jeannie sent him on down to the pier to the live bait boat office, thinking that Alexis was there. Now, minutes later, Alexis appeared at Jeannie's place, and Jeannie told him that Wyatt was looking for him, so he went on down the pier looking for Wyatt. Now, moments later, Latcher Duncan, the pier handyman, was coming up those stairs, and he heard the sound of a struggle. He saw Alexis George and Glenn Wyatt in a terrific battle. Then Alexis came down the pier, running wildly past the Penny Arcade, where he was seen by Walter Vargo, who was the arcade manager. Then he appeared at Jeannie's place. He told Jeannie he had been hit on the head, the coins were gone, and something had happened to Mr. Wyatt.
Was Alexis hurt?
Yes, slightly, from the blow on the head. Then Jeannie went on down to the lunch counter where there was a security guard having a snack. The security guard called the police. They were there in a few minutes. And they found Wyatt dead and the pier was sealed off. Now, it's been definitely established, Herb, that from the time Alexis George and Glenn Wyatt entered the pier, nobody left. Now, do you have any questions?
When he was arrested, did they find either the coins or any of Wyatt's money in his possession?
No, they didn't. But he could have hidden them on the pier someplace. One thing is certain, they weren't on Wyatt.
You think he's innocent, don't you?
Yes, sir, that's right. I do think he's innocent.
Why? What's your reason?
This?
This belonged to my grandfather. When he came into this country in 1910, his first act was to fill up his snuff box with the soil of his adopted country. Here he found everything his heart had always yearned for. He found freedom and opportunity and friendship. In early 1914, he went back to Greece to get his wife and children. And with him, he brought this box.
Then what happened?
Well, then the First World War started, and he died before he could return to this country. And this box went from him to my father, and from my father to me. It's always been an inspiration for me to work and save, so that I too could come into this great country and become a citizen.
See what I mean?
Alex, Lieutenant Weston has told me what the witnesses have said about the attack. Now I'd like to hear your version of what happened.
Well, I received the coins from my mother last week, and I showed them to Jeannie, and she said she might know someone who would buy them.
How long have you known Jeannie?
Ever since I came to the pier. Oh, she's a wonderful person, Mr. Maris.
Besides Jeannie, who else knew about the coins?
Why, everybody. The workers in the pier, it's like a community.
After you left Jeannie and went to find Mr. Wyatt, what happened?
I saw Mr. Wyatt leaning against a pile of crates, but I felt something was wrong. When I touched him, he collapsed. And then I heard someone behind me, and I turned, and there was a man with a club ready to strike me.
Did you recognize the man?
No, sir. He was wearing some kind of a mask in his face.
All right, Alexis, go on.
Well, as I said, this man was ready to strike me, and I grabbed his arm, and I struggled for a while with him, and then he hit me. I guess I was unconscious for a while, and when I came to, there was Mr. Wyatt lying down, and my coins were gone.
After that, you went to Jeannie and asked her to call the police?
Yes, sir.
Alex, I want you to give me a list of everyone who lives or works on that pier.
Well, there is Jeannie Johnson.
Alexis gave me a list of 4 people. Walter Fargo, who manages the Penny Arcade. Latcher Duncan, the pier handyman. Larry Garvey, who carves the figurines which are sold on the pier. This was the first time Garvey's name was mentioned. He wasn't around when the attack occurred, and as yet the police hadn't questioned him. And lastly, Jeannie Johnson, also known as Madame Zara. Good morning.
Good morning.
Is Madame Zara open for business? I have grave doubts about my future.
Who hasn't? Nice to see you, Mr. Maris.
Well, did you read my palm or my mind?
Oh, something much less romantic. See, I just spoke with Lieutenant Weston on the phone. He said you were on your way out here. Won't you sit down?
Thank you. Miss Johnson, I talked to Alex long enough to be convinced he's a man of considerable principle. Would you go along with that?
To the end of the line. You see, I'm trying to get him to marry me. Does that answer your question?
Completely. There's one thing I did forget to clear up, though, the value of those coins. Would you know anything about that?
That's been a little confusing from the beginning. You see, I knew Alex wanted to start a business of his own. When I heard about the coins, I suggested he send for them and sell them. Alex's guess was that, they'd be worth around $1,000. But when he spoke to Mr. Wyatt and described the coins, Mr. White said that if they were genuine, they'd be worth $5,000.
When you advised Alex to call Mr. Wyatt, did you believe he'd be honest with Alex?
I didn't advise Alex to call Mr. Wyatt.
Didn't you tell him you knew a man that might buy his coins?
No, I didn't.
Lieutenant Weston believes that Alex's coins and Mr. Wyatt's money are still in this pier. What do you think?
I don't know, Mr. Maris. I just don't know. But in my heart, I do know that Alex is suffering unjustly. You will help him, won't you?
Well, I'll certainly try. Now, can you tell me where Latcher Duncan would be?
Let's see. He should be around here somewhere. He never leaves the pier.
Hi.
Hiya.
Get a little work on.
Yeah, I can do 200 DD bends at a time. Very few people can even come close to that, you know?
Oh, no argument there. Your name, Latcher Duncan?
Yeah. What?
That's an interesting name. I never knew anybody with the name of Latcher.
Well, it's a nickname. I used to come down the beach a lot and work out, you know? Give the tourists a thrill, but didn't buy groceries. So I sort of latched on the pier. They gave me a job and called me Latcher.
Do you live here?
Yeah, well, I sleep in a hammock under the pier, you know? I'm the only guy on the beach that has a room with running salt water. Oh, when the tide's in, I never know what minute I'm going to drown. When the tide's out, I'm always afraid I'm going to fall in the hammock and break my leg. It's living dangerous, you know, but I like grappling with nature.
You must have seen the struggle on the pier yesterday between Alex and another man.
What are you, a cop?
No, lawyer.
Well, that's just as bad.
What do you got against cops and lawyers?
Look, mister, I'm a man of peace. I answered all the policeman's questions the other day, and right now I've had my fill of it. You want to talk to me? Come down here on a Sunday, in the middle of the week. Right now I got work to do.
Yeah. I just asked Jeannie who you were, and she told me. I'm glad Alex has an attorney. He's sure gonna need one.
You told the police you saw Alex running down the pier right after the attack on Mr. Wyatt.
That's right, I did. Much as I hate to admit it. I like Alex. Like him a lot. That's the trouble with this world, Mr. Maris. Things don't always happen like in books. Many times in real life, the good guy gets the worst of it. Look at me.
You?
Sure. I had a good carnival once. Tried to do the right thing by everybody. Give everybody a fair shake. The first thing you know, I was broke. Now look at me. I don't even own this crummy arcade. Run it for some other guy.
Mr. Fargo, who on this pier really needs money badly?
All of us. From the guy who rents the concessions to the groundhog. Look at this. Full house.
Groundhog?
Yeah. Larry Garvey. I haven't seen him for a couple of days. But then he don't come out much in the daytime.
Why not?
Got something the matter with his eyes. A gimmick the doctors call photophobia. He got it working in light that was too strong. Now he can hardly see in the daytime.
Where can I find Mr. Garvey?
He lives in that building over there. Second floor. But I don't think he's there.
Thanks very much.
Hey, you want to play? You might get a full house.
No, thanks.
I told you business was bad. Crummy machines.
Mr. Garvey? Mr. Garvey, are you there? I called Lieutenant Weston and asked him to come down to the pier as soon as possible. There were a number of things that didn't add up, and I felt the lieutenant should be around before any more checking was done.
Okay, Counselor, what goes?
Some things a little more in your category than mine. When I talked to Latcher, he showed me his muscles, but froze up fast when I mentioned Alex.
And?
Character by the name of Garvey, fellow they call the Groundhog.
You know why they call him the Groundhog?
Because he only goes out at night. Has bad eyes, something the doctors call photophobia, caused by eye strain. Apparently, daylight caused him considerable pain.
Oh. Pain, huh? Herb, you know there ought to be a law.
Why don't you sue?
All right. Here's my fee.
Thank you. Fattening, John.
Photophobia, huh?
I practically knocked down his door. Nobody answered.
You know, he wasn't around when we investigated either. Nobody left the pier after the attack, so we had to assume that he hadn't been there at all.
I opened his door a crack. It smelled fresh food cooking. And I swear I heard somebody breathing.
Photophobia. You know, Herb, that's not too common. I know of only one other case of Lou Gardner. He knocked his eyes out drawing pictures of Uncle Sam's $10 bills without Uncle's permission. He's now a fugitive. Anything else?
Yes, Jeannie Johnson. Her story doesn't check with Alex's.
All right, now I've got something for you. I had Alexis George give me a description of the coins, and then I checked with a reliable dealer.
And?
The collection is practically priceless, including one ancient Macedonian tetradrachma. The whole group is well worth over $100,000.
Looks like Wyatt planned to make himself a little money. No wonder he came running down here to the pier as soon as Alex called.
Yes. Well, Herb, shall we have a talk with Jeannie Johnson?
That's a good a place to start as any.
Miss Johnson?
Let's try the back.
Oh, Lieutenant!
Johnson, a short time ago, you told me you didn't suggest that Alec call Mr. Wyatt. That you didn't know Mr. Wyatt, that you never saw him before last night. Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
Alex told us that you knew a man who might buy his coins. We assumed that man was Mr. Wyatt.
Alex is confused. You see, when Alex received the coins, a whole crowd had gathered around him and he showed them to us. Then someone in the group suggested they knew a man who might buy the coins. But that person wasn't me. Alex might have thought it was.
Which one of the group, Miss Johnson?
I'm not sure. You see, there was so much excitement.
Let's look for Latcher Duffy. Would you help us find him again?
I'd be glad to. He should be cleaning up the concessions today.
I'm Lieutenant Weston, remember me?
Yeah, I remember you.
Well, how about turning right side up? We'd like to have a little talk with you.
It's great for the neck muscles, you know? Hey, you look like you're in pretty good shape yourself, Lieutenant.
Yes, I do.
I bet you were a muscle man yourself one time, weren't you? Well, keep at it. A guy's got a healthy body, you ought to take care of it. I take care of mine. I can do almost 50 push-ups a minute. That's almost one a second. You do that well?
Well, I can't even tie it.
You gotta watch, you time, you count. Ready? Let's go.
Hold it, Blatcher. Blatcher, I said hold it. Stop this foolishness. Mr. Maris here would like to ask you a few questions, if you have no objection to coming up with some answers.
I don't want to talk to him. He wants to talk about the fight, and I'm trying to forget it.
Why?
Because I don't like violence.
Well, one of your friends is facing a prison term on the basis of what you told the police about him.
When you saw Alex having a fight with another man, why didn't you stop him instead of running away?
Well, let me stick my neck out. Oh, come on. Fellas, when you got a body like mine, you can't afford to be getting mixed up in any brawl.
The front is tan, but the back is yellow. Is that it?
No, wait a
You're
minute.
big enough and strong enough to have torn them both apart. Why didn't you?
I'm not the brawling type.
Well, you could be the killer type. You certainly look the part. How do we know that you weren't the man fighting with Alexis?
I told you.
What'd you do after you went back down to the float?
I stood there a minute, and then I heard footsteps running by.
Who was running?
I don't know.
Then what?
Is he hit? No, he's just scared. Stay down. You can come out now. Whoever it was is gone.
Hello, Lieutenant. I heard the shooting. What happened?
Did you see anybody out here just now?
No. I was over in the arcade. I heard the shots. I know the shooting gallery is closed, so I came over.
Nobody left the pier, Lieutenant. Counselor, it just may be the gentleman who doesn't see so well in the daytime does a lot better than we think he does.
I think I've got a way to find out. Meet me at the entrance of the building in a few minutes. I've got an idea.
Okay. Charlie, you get back to the head of the pier.
Yes, sir.
Open up, please. Open up, please. Well, what do you know? Lou Gardner used to be a pretty good counterfeiter. Now you're going in for collecting rare coins and kill somebody to get them. Is that it?
All right, I'm Lou Gardner, but I ain't mixed up in any robbery, and I didn't slug that guy. I'm a counterfeiter, not a killer.
Well, those weren't blanks you were shooting just now, Lou.
John, this man may be a fugitive from justice, but after seeing his reaction to that light, I'm convinced he couldn't have gone down in the daylight and taken a shot at us in the shooting gallery.
I'll buy that.
Which means we're still looking for the person who stole the coins.
Yes, that's right.
John, I think I have an idea that might settle this whole question.
All right, Herb, listen, if it's as good as your last one, I'll buy it. All right, Lou.
Is the lieutenant all right?
Garvey took a couple of shots at us, but he missed. We found out he has a record as a counterfeiter. He's under arrest.
Well, he's the one who killed Mr. Wyatt.
We can't prove that, or even that he took the coins. In the morning, a team of police technicians will search Garvey's room. If any of the coins are found, that'll be the last bit of evidence we need for a conviction. In the meantime, nobody's to go into that room.
is far enough, Fargo.
You took the bait, all right. You were going to put some of these coins in Garvey's room.
Oh, her. Some fishing, huh?
This means that Alex will not only be a citizen of the United States, but a citizen of some means and standing.
Oh, Alex, it's beautiful. Madame Zora predicts a long and happy marriage.
This is Nikki. Turn to Wayback Machine 1 for classic TV and movies all summer long too on your portable devices. The beach, cookouts, anywhere. Subscribe today. Thanks.